In a world overrun by the infected, hope is airborne, and we were sent to save it. But little did we know, they didn't want us to save it. Hello, my name is Gus, and I'm going to tell you how everything went to hell at 30,000 feet. 2 agents, 1 mission. A cure that could save humanity. We're flying into a death zone for a cure that might not even work. If there's even a chance, we take it. 1 mission, 1 cure, 0 backup. This is our last flight, or humanity's. It all started on a plane. I thought I heard something, some weird noises coming from the back. At first, I figured it was turbulence, or just my nerves. But something felt off, so I got up to check. And yeah, I was right. One of the crew members had already been infected. We didn't even know it had gotten that far. Vin kept calm, like he always does. But me, I completely lost it. I've never felt fear like that before. Vin jumped in too, covering my side. But it was already too late. There were just too many of them. I held them off while Vin ran to grab the parachutes. He tossed one to me. But by then, one of those things had already gotten too close, and I felt it. A bite. Vin started shouting, "We have to jump. Now. No time to think." We sprinted to the emergency exit and jumped. No clue where we'd land. No clue if we'd even survive. That's the last thing I remember, before everything went black. He woke up on a beach. The sun was hitting directly in his eyes, waves crashing nearby. He was soaked, bruised, and barely breathing. He stood up and started looking around. No parachute nearby, no footprints in the sand, no sign of me. He called my name over and over again, but there was no answer. He waited, hoping I'd show up. But time passed, and the silence only grew louder. So, he did what he had to do. Survive. He broke branches with his bare hands, built a rough shelter out of sticks and palm leaves. Classic Vin, always thinking ahead. For protection, he had his gun, but with very few rounds. Hunger started to get to him, so he sharpened a stick and went fishing, hoping he'd catch something for dinner. After many failed attempts, he finally caught 2 fish, one for him and one for me. Hoping we'd be reunited again, he started a fire to cook the fish and to dry his clothes. But I know him. It wasn't just for that, it was for me, in case I saw the smoke. Vin didn't know if I'd made it, didn't know where I was, but he ate his fish and left the other one for me, because that's who he was. He didn't quit, even when he was scared, even when he was alone. He survived for both of us. That night, Vin tried to sleep, but the silence hit different. He dreamed he was back at the shooting range with me, just laughing, competing like old times. For a moment, it felt real. Then suddenly I stopped laughing. My eyes turned pale, and before Vin could react, I lunged at him, snarling eyes empty, trying to kill him. Just as I got inches from his face, Vin woke up. His heart was racing, still on that beach, still surviving. Vin knew if he wanted to survive out here, he needed more than just luck. He needed weapons, ammo, a plan. So he set out to explore. And after hours of walking through dense forest, he stumbled upon it, a half-buried mine shaft, hidden beneath vines and rubble. He stepped inside. Old rails creaked under his boots. The air was damp. He stumbles upon a chest, and inside, he finds a pickaxe and a backpack laying on the floor. Then he found a deep hole carved into the rock. He lit a torch and dropped it. It fell, and fell until it vanished into the black. Without hesitation, Vin climbed down the rusted ladder. Down there, he saw a deep cave, so he went to explore. After some time wandering around, he finds iron. Furthermore, he finds copper, and lastly, some steel. Enough to craft a full weapon table. But then, the voices started, low groans, dozens of them crawling out from the shadows. It was too many. Vin ran, boots slamming against the stone floor, the horde chasing right behind him. He reached a cliff inside the cavern, took a breath and jumped. The zombies couldn't follow. They gathered at the edge, snarling in frustration. Vin navigated deeper, heart pounding, and that's when he saw it. A giant steel door. Faded letters above it read, "Laboratory." This was it, the place they came here for. The cure could be inside. But it was locked. He needed a code, and dozens of zombies were already at the door, and he wasn't ready yet. He'd need radio equipment and stronger firepower to deal with them, the kind they left back on the plane. Weeks passed. Vin scavenged everything he could until one day he found it. A city that was dark and rotten, swarming with creatures that didn't want him to leave. But he had no choice. He needed a power generator to activate the radio so he could communicate with Dr. Voss inside the lab. So he fought his way into the basement, through teeth and claws, until finally he found it. Vin grabbed the generator and ran back to the surface, back to the mission. The real fight was just beginning. After getting the generator connected, Vin didn't try to contact Dr. Voss right away. He was thinking about me, still hoping maybe I was alive. He reached for the emergency radio channel, the one only the two of us ever used. But there was no answer. Just static. Silence can feel louder than any scream, so he switched, tuned into Voss's frequency. Tried once, twice, nothing. Then a weak voice cracked through.
The code is 69420. He must hurry. I don't have much time left.
That was all he needed. Vin geared up for one last run. The cure. On the way to the lab, the undead found him first. He fought through, blade and bullets relentless. Then, at the lab entrance, they swarmed. He had the high ground barely. They clawed, climbed, reached. While reloading, they nearly took him. But Vin doesn't go down like that. He drew his bayonet and turned the climb into a massacre. When the last one dropped, he punched in the code, 69420. The massive steel door slid open. A tunnel stretched forward, silent. He stepped in slow, ready for anything. At the end of the tunnel, the lab, no signs of life, just cold machines and echoes. Then he heard it, a voice, barely a whisper. Dr. Voss collapsed on a bed, pale, starving. He'd locked himself in, survived alone. Vin handed him water, asked about the cure. Voss lifted a shaking hand, pointed at a small green flower. "That's it," he said. "It's in the bag on the table. Map, instructions, it's all there." Vin grabbed the bag, tried to help Voss up, but the doctor refused. "I need to find my family, if they're still out there." Vin nodded, no time to argue. Outside, he unfolded the paper. Coordinates, a rocket. After 2 hours of walking, and there it was. Massive. Waiting for the cure. He approached the chamber, opened the door, and that's when it happened. A zombie lunged from the shadows, bit deep into his hand.
And cut. Vin, now it's your turn to tell the story.
And there I was, lying on the cold floor, helpless. My vision blurred, breath shallow. The bite burned like fire. I felt it, the end, For me, maybe for the whole world. This is it, I thought. No more chances, no more running. Everything started spinning. I closed my eyes. Then, bang! A sound so loud it rattled my chest. My eyes shot open, and through the haze, I saw a silhouette, a man, and then blackout. I woke up in a hospital bed. White sheets, fluorescent lights. First thought, is this the afterlife? Because I didn't see any angels. Didn't see God either. Then the door creaked open. Footsteps. It was Gus. I stared at him, convinced. This had to be heaven. But it wasn't. Turns out, I'm alive because of him. After I passed out, Gus found the book. He read the instructions, and he launched the rocket with the cure inside. The ship exploded into the sky, scattering the cure through the atmosphere. It worked. He saved everyone. He'd been tracking me for weeks. But that was the moment he finally reached me. And now, the world's healing. Flowers are blooming again. Birds are singing. The sky looks brighter. Life is good now.
What's up, Vin?